Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And here with me today, I have a diamond in the rough I'd like you to meet. His name is Wyatt Hansen, an offensive lineman out of Eastern Washington. Nice to have you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Cool. Eastern Washington, very interesting school. I think most people recognize it by the red turf,
Mhm.
which is kind of fun if you like that sort of thing, kind of torturous on the eyes, if I'm being real, but a very stellar program out there that you guys have built over the years. Wyatt, you've obviously been a key part of that offense on that offensive line. So I feel like a lot of people need to get to know you. So go ahead and introduce yourself and we'll get started.
Wyatt Hansen. I'm from Kent, Washington, which is like Seattle area, a little bit south of that. I've been at Eastern since 2020. That COVID season was my first year here. I've started every game since I've been here, 50 something. Yeah,
So you said like 50 something starts?
yeah, I think something like that.
Like it's so many you stop counting? Is that basically what it is?
Yeah, I think I think this game is 52 this weekend, I think.
Good good way to end it on 52 starts. That's
Yeah,
so
I've done
um
a lot of ball.
well hey Wyatt, that's uh I guess paint the picture here of you and your story again. From Kent, Washington. I have you in my notes that you went to Kentwood High School.
Yep.
And along with some football, also did some baseball during your high
hmm
school days. Bro, even before we get to this high school stuff, man, bring us back to the very beginning. How long have you been playing football?
I only started playing football in middle school. I don't even know what age I was, but seventh grade. I was a big baseball kid growing up. My dad played some ball um, at junior college, and that's what he wanted me to play early on. So I started playing baseball when I was 4. Wasn't allowed to play tackle football. I did a little bit of flag, but as soon as I hit middle school, started playing tackle football. I actually started as a quarterback and a middle linebacker in seventh grade, and then made the switch to O line the next year, and that's where I've been since.
So quarterback first, but obviously eventually uh filled out, so to speak. And
Yeah,
that
I went in
was
there and they're like, "Yeah, you played baseball. You can probably throw a football," and that's kind of how I ended up playing quarterback.
hey, it works. Sometimes that's kind of how it works. Again, Wyatt, you were at Kentwood High School, doing baseball as well as some football. Talk a little bit about your high school days, and obviously you were offensive line at that point. Talk about maybe one of your, I don't know, most fondest memories of your high school days.
Ooh, fondest memory was probably we played Kennedy Catholic. I want to say it was my junior year of high school, and they're a stacked team. They had all sorts of national recruits, and we it was their homecoming game like a Thursday or something like that, and um, we were down 2 points, I think, and we kicked a field goal with like 7 seconds left at the end of the game on third down. I think it was, and we missed the field goal. And they rushed the field, get a 15-yard penalty, move the ball up. We get to re-kick the field goal with time left. We make the field goal to win the game. That was one of the craziest moments
Oh my
of my high school
Lord.
career. Yeah, it was nuts. I don't remember the exact like details of the time and stuff like that, but it was just that ending sequence of the game was crazy.
What a memory for
Yeah, it was nuts.
both teams, like
Yeah,
everybody rushes the field and it's like, wait, nope, nope,
yeah, yeah. It was
flag.
crazy. I had never seen anything like that before.
Oh my God, that is like that's epic.
Yeah,
There's
it was
nothing else
crazy.
that we have to say about that. Cool, man, cool memories. You play offensive line there, and obviously we're now talking about you being recruited. Hey, I mean, obviously Eastern Washington, from Kent, Washington, seems like just kind of an easy move. but were there any other schools that were an option for you coming out of high school?
Yeah, I had a good amount of offers from the Big Sky. I had like Ivy League schools that were talking to me and stuff, but I had to retake my would have had to retake my SAT to go over there, and I didn't really want to be on the East Coast. I mean, it's really
Not
far
so
away from
bad.
family stuff. It was more I wanted my parents to come see my games, so I wanted
No,
to be close.
I
Uh,
understand.
yeah, Big Sky, pretty much the whole Big Sky was kind of offering me. I was talking to some like Cal, Oregon State, Wazoo, it kind of just as like a potential walk on. But I committed here to Eastern pretty early, and I want to say it was June or early July of my before my senior year. So I kind of closed out my recruiting pretty early. I came on a visit and just knew this is where I wanted to be. Uh, and then before signing day, I got a late Boise State offer, but I had already wanted. I knew I wanted to be at Eastern, so I was stuck here.
Hey, well, appreciate all the offers, but obviously, you were meant to, play there for Eastern
Hmm.
Washington. So, um, a lot of great tradition there, a lot of great offenses that we've seen at Eastern Washington for the longest time. Talk about that tradition, that school. Uh, Give us that pitch for that university for people who may have never stepped on campus there.
Yeah, for me, it was just the history that we have. I mean, we walk past every day in our locker room. We have all the All-Americans that are up there, and like half of them are O-linemen. Um, it's just that being up there and being able to see all those the historic significance for the O line in this program, and we know we make the program go. And also Coach Best being an O line guy, like it's almost having two O line coaches. It's something like that, you know. You go in there and you know that you're gonna be in the best hands. Then you got the offenses. You see all the guys, Verted Adams, Eric Berry, even who I got to play with. It's just electric. You see what they're able to do. Win the Walter Payton and put up huge numbers.
Yeah, I mean, a great program to be a part of. And as you had mentioned, nice to be a part of an offensive line group that has been steadily good over the years. You yourself actually utilized as a offensive tackle right now. I believe you're playing left tackle, but
Yep.
I know throughout your career you've played along that offensive line. Talk about that offense and how you've been utilized. Give us the full details.
So when I got here, I was recruited as a tackle originally. I got here. I'm not like the longest guy. I'm athletic enough, but I don't have a ton of length. So I played the 21 COVID season and the 21 fall season, both at left guard. And then the next year I bounced out to tackle full time for that season. And then last year was split pretty much 50-50 between tackle and guard. And then this year, I started out switching back and forth, but because of injuries, I've been playing almost strictly left tackle this season.
Yeah, and just going back to something you said before, I mean, we're looking at a guy here with a lot of experience, over 50 starts, playing at left tackle, which, hey man, if I'm going to put anybody on left tackle, I must have a lot of confidence in you. And so especially because I mean, your job is to protect the quarterback, man. Like your job is to go out there and be the guy that they can lean upon to protect him. So and you've done that. You've done that successfully throughout your career. And I think a lot of people might be looking at you as more of an interior lineman prospect,
Hmm.
if I'm being correct about that. But
Yep.
um, nice to be able to say that you do have some experience um, along the line in again so many starts, dude.
Yeah.
It's such a stat.
Yeah.
So
I played. I even started a couple games at right tackle or one, or and then played a little bit here and there. So I'm be able to do a little bit of everything.
gotcha. I mean, I know you have the baseball background, but have you yet to throw a ball between your legs? If you know what I'm
I've done
saying.
it. Yeah, I've done it in practice. In the off season, I work on it because I know it's a future for me. So it's something I've been working on. I'm getting a little better at.
Okay, so I mean, as a guy with a lot of experience that can be utilized in a lot of different ways, other than that, as perhaps being the obvious, is there anything else that you feel separates you as a prospect this season?
I think my knowledge and willingness to learn, like I don't find it hard to pick up playbooks. Like I understand scheme well, so for me, it's just knowing names. I mean, we switched playbooks in the middle of my career here, so just knowing names, but being able to understand schemes. I feel like I picked that up really easily. And just being able to go on the field and execute the knowledge that I soak up in the meeting room.
Yeah, and the other thing too is you had mentioned some of the guys before, and I just wanted to uh, park there for a little bit. You mentioned a whole lot of great teammates that you've had over the years. A lot of All Americans coming in through there. A lot of guys who just part of a phenomenal offense. So um, shout out a couple of your teammates, man. Maybe some of the ones that have been very impressive for you over your years.
I think I mean, Tristan Taylor obviously is the first one. I played next to him for my first 2 years, and I learned a lot from him. He was a All-American, and he played in something like 60 games or something like that. Played here for 7 years, so he had a lot of ball. But I learned a lot from him, just like in terms of just looking at defenses, learning alignments of guys and stuff like that. And then Wyatt Musser, I played next to him in the 2022 season. One of my best friends. He didn't always make it through the games. He was pretty banged up, but just the way he played the game and the tenacity he played it with taught me so much how to respect the game and stuff like that. And right now, I mean, playing with a guy like Efton Chisholm, I mean, everybody knows that name. Dude's a phenomenal player. He's one of the best teammates I've ever been around, and one of the nicest dudes ever, and just always looking to be better.
Yeah, I mean he's a good dude. I had opportunity to interview him early on this season, so people can easily go back and check that one out for sure. Um, but yeah, I mean a lot of tradition there. You had mentioned just about the offensive line being a part of that. Obviously, great. Um, and so leading us up towards this season. And if we're being honest, not exactly where we've seen you guys before in the past. And so when we're looking at this win-loss record, I mean, when things aren't going your way, buddy, what helps keep you motivated?
Honestly, it's kind of just looking towards the future. I know that there's a chance for me to go play, and I want it with all my heart. So being able to go out there and just focus on that, play my balls off, and just do it for my brothers. Like I got guys next to me that this is their last year. I mean, our whole line is seniors, so we're done this year. All of us are done this year. So being able to play for those guys and just knowing it's our last ride together because I've been with them for five years. So no, just those guys, and being able to put on the line for them.
So with a lot of turnover that's likely going to happen this year, with a lot of you seniors moving on, how's that offense going to look with you guys, you know, moving on to other things?
I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Because we have a lot of returners as well, which is the weird part. So we'll have a couple guys going who will be seniors next year that have played a good amount of ball. So it's
Gotcha.
going to be
Drop
weird.
some names for me, buddy.
Kakoa Vesperis, he's got another year, our quarterback. Jared Taylor, another one of our quarterbacks, will be back. Tuna Alta here, Malik Dotson, all those guys will be back for another year. They're a huge part of our offense right now. It's gonna be interesting because you'll have experience, but you also be new in certain other positions. So it'll be
Gotcha.
fun to watch.
Well, I mean, a lot of great teammates that you've had over the years, some good coaches. Again, you had mentioned, kind of having like almost two O-line coaches at times who have really helped you and give you your opportunities. Who do you feel has been perhaps some of the most influential people for you throughout your journey, whether it be one of those coaches, a teammate, or maybe somebody outside of football? Who has that been for you?
I think inside of football, Coach Best has been because he's really been the steady piece since I've been there. We've had a lot of coach turnover, in the past 5 years. So he's been that kind of guy who's always there. Um, always look up to him. He's been at Eastern for 30 years, I think, something like that. So he's the guy that pushes me to do the best of my abilities, always pushes me to hold that standard that we hold at Eastern. And then off the field, our team chaplain, Jason Randall's helped me through kind of like, I guess, an identity crisis when I first got here. He's been a lot, helped me out. He actually officiated my wedding.
Awesome.
He's helped me through a lot of things. We meet every week to talk and just go through things.
Well, hey, I mean, it's nice to have some people to help you, coach you along, whether it be on the football field or in life. It's nice to have some people there in your corner. And Cool. Yeah. Nice to be able to give a shout out to these people that have really
Hmm.
been, part of this journey. Do want to reflect on this journey because I mean, you've yeah, again uh, been a part of a lot of great games, started a lot of great games. Let's talk through some of your highlights, buddy. I mean, when we look at your overall career, what stands out for you? Give us a couple.
I think for me starting out, starting that first game as true freshman, I was terrified. We were playing at Idaho in the Kibby Dome, which is, I don't know, like a national monument. It feels like I see Twitter accounts with Kibby Dome, but just going in there, um, I ended up playing against Noah Ellis, who I think he got picked up by the Eagles at some point. But he was huge, like 6'4", 350 or something like that, and I was terrified. So I'll always remember that game. And then the next, it's the 21 fall season, we played Montana at or here, and it was one of the most special games I've been a part of. It was, I think we were ranked fifth, they were ranked fourth. It was on ESPN2 night game. We oversold the stadium. It was packed. It was loud. Like it was, and it was a brawl back and forth. And that was one of the funnest memories I'll have ever. Um, and being able to go play. And we made it to the playoffs this first 2 years. Being in the playoffs is really cool. Something we've missed out in the past couple of years and hurts me a little bit at the end of the season. But yeah, honestly, in the next 2 years, there wasn't a ton of memories. Like we struggled. We were not great. That 22 season was, I don't, it just, it's kind of a like blind spot, I guess. I don't really think about it too much. Um,
You
and
know,
then,
I get you. I mean, sometimes, we're faced with these hurdles that we have to get through. And it tests a person's character as to
yeah.
how they respond.
Mhm.
So talk a little bit more about how you guys responded to that adversity.
Yeah, so that season, I mean, we played a brutal schedule and we just flat out weren't a good team. We had a lot of new guys that had never started games before. We didn't know how to like, win. Um, we played, it felt like very timid. And so that off season, we just committed to not even working hard, but just trying to learn how to win. Competed in everything. We just did random competitions in the weight room, competitions in the week, like just trying to win. And be able to like get that out of guys. And that's how we went into last year. Last year was a little bit more of the same, a little more competitive, a lot more one score games. We were close, but still trying to figure out how to win. So it's just stuff we've carried over, trying to figure out like why we do what we do here, and just what it takes to compete and win at this level. We've had more success this year, still playing a lot of close games, played a brutal schedule in the middle of the season, but and that's just what it is playing in the Big Sky. Half your teams you're going to play are ranked. It's just how it works. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of good teams in the Big Sky. A lot of people really not. If you're not familiar with the Big Sky, you're missing out. There's a lot of
Hmm.
good ball there, a lot of good players. And it's not just one or two schools. It's actually several schools this season,
Hmm.
even specifically. We can chat about that if you want some other time. But
Yeah.
you guys are playing at some good competition. Um, Again, Wyatt, as we reflect on everything, I want to give you an opportunity to, I don't know, maybe look back. If you had the opportunity to talk to your younger self coming out of high school, you're gonna step on the field there for Eastern Washington. What sort of advice would you give that kid?
Oh, um, I would say leave it all out there. I think looking back, watching myself play in my younger years, it's kind of like I don't know. I feel like looking back that I left some out in the field a little bit, like playing, trying to be perfect, almost not just trying to run through somebody. Um, and so you end up position blocking instead of blowing a dude off the ball, stuff like that. I think I wish I would have done that more in my younger years, especially playing guard. Like that's your job is to be nasty and just roll dudes off the ball. Um, and I wish I would have done that a little more when I was younger.
Well, I think sometimes it's a bit more about just maturing,
Hmm.
understanding the position, understanding your overall role and what you're asked to do. And bro, let's just face it, you get these 18-year-old kids that come into college, they most of them have no clue of what's in
Hmm.
front of them. And so it does take a season or two to get your feet wet, to know what expectations are. But Wyatt, you have been a fixture on that offensive line. You have established yourself as one of the key components of that offense. That they obviously trust you. They run the ball behind you. They trust you to protect the quarterback. And so you have really established yourself there as an offensive lineman for sure. So uh, let's tip our hat to all of what you have done in your
Thank
career.
you.
So. Do you want to meet the guy outside of football somewhat? I mean, I know you shared somewhat about being a like a baseball fan and all of that, but anything else about you that you want to share, whether it be your hobbies, interests, special talents, or fun facts? Give us some.
I wouldn't say I really have any special talents, but I'm a really big Call of Duty guy. I like to play Call of Duty kind of my downtime. It's usually weekends, Sundays after the game. I also enjoy golf. I like to golf a lot. Issue is golf's expensive, so can't always do that how I like to do it. But yeah, I spend a lot of time doing that, especially over the summer. I really like the outdoors. Go backpacking usually once a year for a couple days. Just kind of some like take my mind off football, disconnect from the world. Um, yeah, those were my main ones.
All right. What did you? I don't know if he said this already. What did you get your degree in? Because I know uh, you're taking some classes right now, but you had already graduated last
Yeah,
year, I believe.
I got my degree in exercise science this last spring.
Gotcha. What would you say has been oh, I don't know, your toughest class there at Eastern Washington?
Chemistry. Chemistry was brutal. Yeah, because when I take classes, it's like if I know I'm going to be using this, I can enjoy it and I can put myself, you know, apply myself. But taking chemistry, I was like, when am I going to ever use this and learn about muscles and the way body works? And it was a struggle. I had to put a lot of time and effort into that class to be able to pass it.
Well, you did. Uh,
Yeah, I did.
so uh, no, I just kind of wanted to throw that out there because I mean, a lot of people, when they think about athletes, they think about them just kind of like taking these easy courses, which
Hmm.
obviously, man, you had to take some tough ones.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so, and you got through that chemistry class there for sure. So, a couple other fun questions. Again, quite short question answer period. So, whatever comes off the top of your head, it will do. So,
Yeah.
again, these are just for fun. So, favorite breakfast cereal?
Breakfast cereal. Ooh. I'm gonna go Lucky Charms.
All right, nice. Favorite flavored ice cream?
Oh, I'm a big ice cream guy. I love that's like my weakness when it comes to desserts. But I'm gonna have to say the Tillamook um, Monster Cookie one is one of my favorites. I like Moose Tracks ice cream. Um,
He's like, there are so many, I can't
oh
just choose
yeah,
one,
it's
Jim.
tough.
What
Like
are you asking me? This is like hard. It's the
it all
hardest
depends on the
question I've had
night.
to ask.
I got the craving for the night. I just get to pick. But yeah, ice cream is that's like my favorite dessert food.
All right. Wyatt, I'm gonna throw you a couple more and then we'll wrap things up.
Okay.
Uh, It's karaoke night, and I have to give you the microphone. Are
Gosh.
you putting the microphone down, or do you have something in the bag that you're willing to deliver?
I'm probably putting it down, but if I had to sing a song, um, probably say "Beer Never Broke My Heart" by Luke Combs.
Okay, so
That's one of my
you
favorite songs I can sing passionately.
all right, cool. So you a big country
Yep,
guy. All
country
right, that
country music's go to.
that works. Is there perhaps a celebrity who you'd love an opportunity to meet, whether it be maybe Combs there or uh an actor or anyone else, even an athlete?
Hmm. Um, I don't know. It's a tough one.
Like whose brain do you want to pick at the NFL level? Let's just stick to that.
Um, I'll just say I don't know. He hasn't played anymore, but Jason Kelsey, is the guy that I've played like as I've learned I have to play center. He's a guy I've watched a little more and more of, and just I feel like sitting down with him, kind of learn a little bit would be cool. Because he's an undersized guy. I wouldn't say I'm undersized, but I'm not the biggest guy. So kind of learn a little bit from him and how he plays would be really cool.
I know one thing, even though he plays for the opposition, he looks like a fun guy to hang out with.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, especially seeing him outside of football now more and more this last year. He looks fun.
oh man, just seeing him in parades and seeing him
Yeah,
on commercials, he definitely has fun. So
yeah,
certainly be a neat guy to hang out with. Pick his brain, obviously, and hopefully you'll be playing his position at the next level, maybe guard,
yep,
maybe some tackle, depending on what people might ask you to do. So,
yep.
Wyatt, want to give you the opportunity to close things out with your final thoughts. Talk to the scouts out there and tell them what they'd be getting if they took a chance on you. So, hit them with your pitch.
I'm gonna work hard. I'm all gonna come in there and learn. I love learning, especially when it comes to football. I'm always gonna learn new things. Try to learn the play or not, try. I'm gonna learn the playbook, but try to learn little nuances to the playbook. Um, Learn all the techniques. I'm gonna come in there and I don't know, just do what I do. Go out there and win reps, play hard, um, play with high effort. Yeah, I
Well,
got.
obviously they're getting a guy who has a lot of great experience, who can play those positions, when asked to. A leader for his offensive line, a guy who, people have leaned on over the years. I mean, I know once upon a time you were leaning on guys like Tristan Taylor, but
Yep.
here in the past few seasons, a lot of people are coming to you asking you, what's
Hmm.
this? What's that? What am I supposed to do here? And obviously you've been able to, help them. So, Wyatt, appreciate you and what you've done there for Eastern Washington. And want to wish you the best as you pursue your dream. All right.
Thank you.
No problem, man. Again, Wyatt Hansen, offensive lineman, Eastern Washington. Check him out.